from tunnels, and the noise level in this place was just about off the charts. They're set for football as the Chiefs get set to do battle with the San Francisco 49ers. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. This is complete to Watkins on the slant. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. Trying to fight his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. First carry down for the former Viking. This is Jerick McKinnon. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And an alley to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
11. One, Omaha. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Got his target, Pierre Garçon. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory as they're down to the 29-yard line. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 6 on the play, and it's a 2nd down. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field, all they're thinking is, finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. Flush to his right. The throw right side taken in by Pettis. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here we go, here we go.
And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
They'll try and power it in with Juszczyk. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
He'll get it up the middle. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. Gold with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Gold now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And it's incomplete. He was looking for Watkins that time, and now it's second down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. DeForest Buckner forcing his way through there to drop him for a loss of a good 10 yards. Gonna need better protection here. Third and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He's gonna wind up and air it out. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. First and 10. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. And they'll be looking to make this a two-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know they're going to be extra guys coming to the quarterback, so they got their...
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers?
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
After the fumble recovery, it's Garoppolo. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be second and about a yard. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And that is going to be incomplete. And he'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on 4th down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, 3rd down situation, big 3rd down alert, lock in here, 4th down play, make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation.
And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. This is Hunt. And an alley to run. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. The throw left side taken in by Hill. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Mahomes now to throw. Caught here by Conley. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in time.
Hill's hit, and he lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Go ahead. Wait. 11.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And got his man complete. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Here's Garoppolo to throw. Able to haul it in is Kittle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 54 yards away. And the kick is good. He needed a little help there from the crossbar, but the carom goes his way. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a favorable bounce that time, to say the least, and he's able to convert the field goal there from long distance.
Yeah, the guys behind the end zone didn't need to hike the net up for this one. That thing was a dying quail, but he finds a way to boink it off the crossbar and make it drop through.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
11.
On 2nd down, here's Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Garoppolo now, first down throw. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 18 yards the gain for number 18.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
13. Check. 11.
Garoppolo on first down. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this is taken in at the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin, his third touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. Now Gold for the extra point. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Gold now out to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. To throw, it's Mahomes. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Jeremiah Tauchu in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. They go play fake. Mahomes. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence, or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
21.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Gold with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gold now out to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Now they'll throw with Mahomes. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now here's Mahomes. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
From plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's going to have to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. Deep ball. He's got it at the 15. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, a dynamo since the break. 3 third-quarter touchdowns. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Gold to add the extra point. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Gold now out to kick it away. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
They'll run again with Hunt. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. We're back now in KC. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Hunt. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run it here with Hunt. And shedding through the tackle. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Now it appears we've got a Chief moving pretty gingerly down there. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Williams. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 8.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56.
They run with Hunt. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. To throw is Garoppolo. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. 12 yards on the return that time. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. They run again with Hunt. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Right back to him on first down. Stopped up shy of the 45 despite some pretty powerful running. Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. Now it's Hunt. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
That's strong running. He's got the lane, and there he goes. He's at the 30, past the 20, 10. And he takes it all the way, but there is a flag down, so hold the celebration. This one's coming back. Now Gold for the extra point. Gold with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room, get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
On the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game. And a message to your team, we're not going to quit. No matter what the battle is, we're going to finish this thing out.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Three down. Hey. Check.
Here's Hunt, and this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. So, Charles, are able to complete what so often seems to be elusive, a shutout in the NFL. And maybe what's fitting is they ended the game on the field, that defensive unit on the field. What an exclamation mark.
And probably felt like they could go another 60 minutes without anyone putting points on the board against them. That's the confidence you gain throughout when you're pitching a shutout. And they're going to leave the stadium feeling like they're all 10 feet tall.
So for the 49ers, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.